Hi, welcome back to Good Enough Photography. Today I'm going to be showing you how to turn an image into an 80s or 90s arcade style pixel art image. So, before we get into that, I'm a beginner photographer. I post tutorials on my page hopefully every Wednesday at around 4 o'clock. I have a website at goodenoughphotography.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps me out. And yeah, let's just get into it. So today I'm going to be using this image, which I got from the Balloon Museum in Austin, Texas, I believe. I could be wrong, but so I'm going to start with this image. I really like the colors. Since it is kind of a darker image, it's going to be slightly different than what you do, but as I always say, a tutorial is not a recipe. You don't follow it exactly. What you just have to do is you have to get the basics down of like order and steps and the filters and stuff. So, first thing that I am going to do is I'm just going to size up my image. If your image is large enough, it's fine. I just like to go, this isn't a very specific number. I just like to make mine bigger. No specific number, just vibes kind of, but I like to go for the 2,000, 3,000 range. So next, what we are going to do is we are going to go to image and then go to adjustments. Then what we are going to do is we are going to go to saturation, hue and saturation. One thing about like the 80s, 90s arcade games is they were very colorful, even if they had a limited palette, like very saturated, very bright colors, primary colors, stuff like that. So I'm just gonna make it as highly saturated as possible. This also brings out all of the colors a lot better in my image. Next, what we're gonna do is go to image and vibrance. Image adjustments, vibrance, adjustments, vibrance, there we go. And we're gonna turn vibrance to very high. Maybe not fully 100, but I'm gonna go very high. Vibrance kind of just controls how vibrant the colors are. Then saturation, my god. I'm gonna go pretty high, but not too high, because I do want this background to be black. So I think I'll go pretty high. I mean, it's still gonna be purplish, but it's okay. But to get rid of that slight bit of purplish, I'm going to go to adjustments again. And we're going to go to shadows and highlights. And I'm going to crank down shadows. And I am going to, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to keep highlights down pretty much too. I think I'm going to put color up. You just gotta kind of play around with these. It really depends from image to image. But I would like to say that with like this, you want to kind of extreme it. I was testing out other images, and you want the bright colors, you want the dark blacks, you want the deepness. So you gotta kind of keep everything nice and deep by having very dark blacks, having very light whites, having very vibrant colors. Because when you turn it into pixels, if it's not, like, whatchamacallit, defined enough, you won't really be able to tell what it is. Now, it's still not perfect in pixels. I do have to work on this technique a lot more, but I am at a place where I'm happy enough with it to post as a tutorial, because I do think it could still be useful. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to image and adjustments. And we are going to go to, where is it? Posterize, sorry. Posterize is going to bring down the levels. So if I have mine at all the levels, which it's probably not that many levels, I'm just going to put a max. It's the normal image. If I go to 1 level, nothing. If I go to 2 levels, it's that. So 3, you got to play around with something that shows enough detail that you want, but not too much detail. Because I really want these colors to shine through, but I don't want some of them disappearing, because if I have 2, I feel like I'm losing some colors there. I think I might go with 2 though. I do want a more not simplified image, but kind of simplified image. So far this is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So now you can either keep the colors how you have them, or what you can do is you can go to a website and try to find another color. So what we want to do is we want to first exit the photo, obviously. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to add a color palette. So I went to Google and I just kind of Googled, sorry, I should go back to what I Googled. I just Googled like retro arcade color palettes, and I found this website. You can use whatever website you want. And then you look through the colors you want. And it really just depends on how many colors you want, different hues. And it doesn't say there's a lot of palettes, but there's a ton online. And this has so many palettes in the actual, like, website part. So you can just find any palette you want. I'm gonna go with that one. So I downloaded it here. And now I'm gonna go into Photoshop. I'm gonna press open. And I am going to open that. I think that's it, right? It's not. I lied. Oh, there it is. I'm just kind of funny. So there it is, right there. So here we have our colors. I don't know how I feel about them. So I might adjust them slightly. Might. I'm gonna test it out, and if I don't like it, I will stop, obviously. But yeah, I feel like just turning the saturation up helps, because the yellow's a little washed out in my opinion. And yes, I'm gonna be totally honest, I could have kept looking for like a different one, but I didn't. Why is an index right now? So I'm gonna take that out of index. Sorry, it's an index because I already used this color. Sorry. But I'm going to go to adjustments, and I'm gonna maybe turn up vibrance a little bit. I want to see what there we go. Yeah, that looks better. I just didn't know how I felt about the yellow, you know? The yellow was a little washed out for my liking. So that should be good now. So now we're gonna go to image, mode, indexed. And then I am gonna go to local perception. Then I'm gonna go to custom. And see, we have our colors right there. So I'm gonna press save. And it's gonna ask me what I want to save it as. So I'm just gonna put video game colors. Spelled colors wrong, great. Colors. And okay, so that should be saved now. So where is my beautiful... Okay. Sorry, I forgot to press it. Where's my beautiful butterfly? There's my beautiful butterfly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to index mode. So we're going to go to image mode. Then index color. You don't have to do this if you like the colors you have. So now I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to custom. And I want this one. So if that one doesn't come up for you instantly, you can go to load and click what you had before. Because, so even though like the brighter colors were like kind of prettier, this is closer to an arcade type thingy-mabobber, you know? Because it is like more limited colors. You can always go through, pick your own colors, blah, 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 do whatever. But yeah. So now what we're going to do, because it's not pixely. Well, I mean, it's because it's a lower quality image, but you get the point. I'm going to go to filter. No, I'm not. Oh, sorry. I forgot. You have to go back to mode, and then you have to go to RGB color, and it'll just reset the thingy. But it'll keep the color you had. And then you want to go to pixelate, and I'm... pixelate, and I'm going to go to mosaic. So then here is what you want to do. So, sadly, no matter what, it's gonna make it more blurry because, you know, it's turning into pixels. Now, you don't want to go too much or else you start, you know, getting blobs. But you don't want too little pixels. See, like if I go to 5 here, you can't really tell. So maybe I'll go to 6. I think I like 6. That's why I like the black background image. So if you have an image that's not, you can always, like, you know, put it on top of one. I just like it because it has more definition between the lines itself. So I think I'm gonna go with a 7 on this one. And that's actually not looking awful. I know, it's not looking awful. It's like I made the tutorial. God, I hate myself sometimes. I might play around with the image size. Maybe I'll go to like a, maybe will go back down to like, if I go down there, does that ruin my life? Or does that increase my life? I think that increases goodness. So you can make your image a little smaller for a better effect. Because I do think that helps it. Unless it's just placebo. But I think that looks pretty darn good to me. Now, if you don't like it, oh well. I think it looks kind of pixely. I might actually. Might. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's good. So I was just double checking. So I think that looks pretty good to me. It looks pretty pixel art-y-ish. I mean, from far away it doesn't, but, you know, if I were... I might crop this image, actually. Just so the pixels are more apparent. Because I would make them, like, bigger, but then you can't really see the image itself. So I'm just going to do an okay crop job. No, I hate that. I actually want to go back to the original crop. Okay, I'll just zoom in. Okay, so I think that doesn't look too bad. I think it looks pretty pixel art-like. And you can still tell what it is and what the original image is. So, that was my tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I post hopefully every Wednesday. And yeah, if you got this far, leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time.